Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. We have a ton of things to go over, including, well, before we actually jump into Darlington, we had an off weekend for the only time this season, and I was able to take part in both the SRX series and we are headed overseas to Monaco to take part in a rally as we continue to showcase what NASCAR Cup Series drivers are capable of doing in other diverse set of race cars. Now as we come through here into the SRX series from Stafford Raceway, this is the main event here where we started P5 with 15 laps of racing here now, and up in front of us you got Christopher Bell, you got Kyle Larson up there as well, and we got a few dirt guys and even former NASCAR drivers. Casey Kane was out in front of this field as I was leaning on the door of Christopher Bell here and looking to get our win for the first time in SRX now. But right off the bat they're actually squeezing Christopher Bell up out of the group there on the exit of turn 2 as we end up behind the number 5 there of Kyle Larson. And over the next few laps here with 11 laps to go, we ran him down and he actually moves up out of the way and decides, you know what, he's going to make it nice and easy for me. So we'll clear Kyle Larson and now trying to run down, is it Donnie Schatz or Danny Schatz? I think it's Donnie Schatz, right? Nonetheless, working on running him down here over the next few laps here, but we were running out of time quick, and Casey Kane in control here from Stafford now. And as we come to lap 10, approaching just 5 laps to go, we would continue to run shots down, and we got right to the back of that Advanced Auto Parts machine and out to the inside here with 5 to go, coming to 4 to go. We'll be wheel to wheel on the run into turn number 3 as Kane continues to pull away. I know I can't run down Casey Kane at this point. It's really just a fight for second, but a contact there on the door as well as we continue to make this inside work. But Donnie Schatz not making it easy now, continuing to run that second lane and not leaving a lot of room as well. And finally coming to 2 to go, just about, we won't clear them, but then through 3 and 4 I get loose and catch the apron and slam the wall, and unfortunately that drops me back down to P3. And that's where we would end up finishing. Casey Kane comes through to win here in Stafford in the debut SRX Series race on 2026. We end up P3, the best finishing current NASCAR Cup Series driver. But that's not it. You see Joey Logano in the top 5, Chastain, Harvick, Kyle Busch, Bell, Reddick, Jeff Gordon in P20. But I had the privilege of taking Jeff Gordon with me as a co-driver to Monaco rally here over the off week here, and here we are in Monaco, an absolute aura farming event this is. Look at the flares. This is such a cool sight to actually race through this scenery now, and you know, this might not be the only time that we get to do a rally event here in our career, but I mean, it was such a cool experience now, and getting to showcase what NASCAR drivers can do. I make a mistake right off the bat there, but overall, I made a few mistakes here and there. It wasn't a pretty event, to say the least now, but of 30 competitors this weekend, we were going to be happy to literally just to beat anybody. And as we came through to the end of this event, the fireworks going off, and we come through to the finish. And we actually had 28 seconds in penalties by the end of this thing, but it was such a cool event. Now, it was super dark, but honestly, the best time to do this event is at nighttime with the flares, and just, it's such a cool environment. So that was it. We would end up coming up to the finish here, and we had a decent top 30 result. We actually ended up 26, to be specific. And now we're back on track in Darlington, where we had some more news this weekend. So Connor Zilisch jumps into the number 99 Freeway Insurance Chevrolet for the rest of the season starting this weekend. But Daniel Suarez has already gotten himself into a ride, as Spire Motorsports have made the decision to pull Justin Haley, a struggling Justin Haley, out of the 7 car. And Daniel Suarez will now pilot the Spire number 7 for the remainder of this season. And Justin Haley, if you're wondering where he's going to end up, he is headed to colleagues O'Reilly Series program for the remainder of this 2026 season, as Kyle Larson ended up at the top of the leaderboard in practice now, looking for Zilisch and Suarez in their new rides. Connor Zilisch ends up 22nd. Daniel Suarez ends up in 30th. As you see, the rest of qualifying, and as we come through now in this Domino's number 15 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet, we focus in on qualifying. I expect this to be a strong weekend for us here. Now, qualifying has not been our strong suit, and one thing I forgot to do, and we're going to regret this, I completely forgot to lower my tire pressures for qualifying. So that already means we're going to struggle a little bit more here in quali now as we roll through 3 and 4, and as we head down this front straightaway to the line, the sponsor goal of a top 20 isn't quite going to happen because we end up P21 with a 28.736 as Kyle Larson goes pole position over William Byron. You see the rest of the through 11th into the top 20, and as well Connor Zilish 23rd, Daniel Suarez P30 here in qualifying, Jimmy Johnson at the back of the grid. And now it's time to go racing here from Darlington, the first of 2 trips to this track here this season. Of course, we come back in the chase, and we will have the Southern 500, of course, a bit longer of a race when we get around to that now, but we get the short version of Darlington here today, which is still a good chunk of laps now. And as we get ready to fire off in this Domino's number 15, second time this season we've had the Domino's colors on our car. 73 laps of racing about to fire off. Here we go. Darlington Goodyear 400 throwback weekend underway now as we're back on the automatic transmission as well, by the way, just so we can get some good restarts, because Darlington's one of the worst tracks for restarts on manual transmission. You will lose so much time as we head through 1 at a turn 2 down this back straightaway. Cars in the wall already as we head down this back stretch now. Josh Berry just off our nose into turn 3. Kyle Larson has the lead in the Kellogg's throwback early on to Terry Labonte as we roll through 3 and off turn 4. Look in our mirror, the Quaker State number 99 of Connor Zilish in his debut as a full-time Cup Series driver. What a week it has been for not only him, but as well for, of course, Daniel Suarez losing his ride at the 99, but then immediately getting picked up by Spire in the number 7. I heard that money played a big role in that one, potentially, which is why Daniel Suarez was able to get that ride. But as a Daniel Suarez fan, happy to see how that's going to play out, and we can replicate some IRL roster changes there as well. Quick disclaimer, as you guys know, you can't actually mod driver rosters in the game. I am quite simply just using my editing skills to make these roster changes happen, because you cannot mod them currently in NASCAR 25. I am hopeful that eventually we find a way going into NASCAR 26. Well, maybe the game will make it easy for us and give us an actual silly season, but we're doing our best. And as we come through to lap 8 at this point now, struggling to pass. We've got good speed. We've got a lot of speed, but we have got no track position, and already looking at a potential option to come into the pits a little bit early as we cracked the wall there. But as we came through to lap 11, already getting ready to come into the pits. We're going to come in a few laps early and hope that no caution comes out, and we'll gain a ton of time on the track, but we'll be struggling at the tail end of the run. So we're going to pit right here. We're going to dive down into turn 3. Zilish SVG, host of our All there, right behind myself, and as we get down onto the apron, it's going to be a 4-tire stop. We're making huge swings at this car. The wedge down to 46.5, the tire pressure's down to 15 all around here now as we'll come in and wait for the exit. It's going to be a 16.2 second pit stop. I believe we will stay in front of the 11, so we're 1 lap down. We'll be comfortably in front of the current leader of Denny Hamlin, who is yet to pick up a win this season now as we continue on to the racetrack. So now we have the next few laps to just rip as fast as we can before everyone starts to come in. Kyle Larson briefly took the lead, and then he's actually pitting come lap 15. So we've had already basically 4 laps before anybody starts pitting to just rip lap time, and we are running almost 1.5 seconds faster than the leader per lap. So we are going to gain a huge amount of time. We might be top 10 once this is all said and done, assuming it stays green. And here we have the likes of Briscoe and Byron, top 10 cars coming out of the pits right here. So we know we're going to be top 10. We pass Briscoe. We'll pull alongside William Byron in that Jeff Gordon Exalta Chevrolet throwback as I crack the wall in turn 3. And that's going to immediately allow the 24 to run away. And Briscoe right to my left rear, now to my inside. He'll pass us on the run into turn 1. And we are dropping like a rock here in the final couple of laps of this stage. But once all was said and done, we were P4, but now we're on really old tires compared to everybody else. So now it's just trying to stay out of the way, but also hold on to a top 10 here. And here comes Chris Buescher. Denny Hamlin, who was one of the later ones to pit, is all the way down in P7, passing us coming to the final lap of the stage. Ryan Blaney coming up behind us as well. I think he'll be the last one to pass us as Kyle Larson starts the final lap here on stage 1. Here comes Blaney, and we'll drop down into the 8th position. And as we come through now on this final lap of stage number 1, I mean, in control of a top 10 running spot, so can't be too disappointed by that. And as Kyle Larson leads the way through 3 and 4, he is going to take the first and opening stage here from this Goodyear 400, and we are at least going to hold off Christopher Bell for P8 here in stage 1. So now we've got the track position, and now we can come in and get fresh tires and have a nice reset, because I think we are a top 10 car, just didn't have the track position. But hold on, look at this. We're going to have some split strategy. So the drivers that pitted really late are deciding to stay out, and all the drivers like me and everyone else that pitted a bit earlier are all coming in. I make another wedge adjustment down to 46.0, leave the tire pressures where they are, of course, but we give up 18 positions. 18 cars just stayed out on the racetrack at least. So that is going to be a curveball that I did not see coming. I thought everybody was going to flood into the pit lane. Not what happened. So now we're back at 26, where we're worse off than what we were earlier in stage 1. Now here's the advantage. Myself and many other drivers have brand new Goodyear rubber. The problem is Darlington, one of the more difficult tracks in this game to get through traffic. So this is not going to be easy, and we're going to have to be really calm in stage 2, and that involves not doing that. Hitting the wall right there on the exit of turn 4, though. We'll be side by side with the 20 DeWalt throwback there of Christopher Bell now, and someone's to my inside. I believe that's Bubba Wallace. Yes, it is, in that Columbia 23, but not where we want to be. Denny Hamlin in control now, but they're on older tires, but they've got even slower cars in between them and all of us on fresher tires. So I'm really not sure how this is going to work out, but I feel like right now, I mean, what worked there at the end of stage 1 is going to really hurt us for a lot of this race now, as I'm going to catch the wall again in turn 3. We now have John Hunter to my inside, and things are going in the wrong direction. We would eventually get back down to the inside, but we had dropped outside of the top 30, battling the likes of Larson and Briscoe, breezing past them on the inside, and we were now alongside Jimmy Johnson, working our way past him. So back up into P27 down this back straightaway, and as we continue to push forward here, you can see that we just haven't made a lot of progress so far. I mean, we restarted P26. We're now 25th. Coming to lap 7 of the stage. Denny Hamlin is long gone, driving away at this point now, as we were continuing to just slowly move our way through some traffic now into the top 25, as we are coming up to the back of Chastain, Van Gisbergen as well, as we continue now to the inside of that Kubota number 1. But this is how we know we got speed. I mean, Chastain's a fast car, and we're driving up to him and passing him. It's just we don't have track position right now. And here comes up in my rear view mirror there, Ty Gibbs in that number 54. As we head into turn 3, we should be able to clear this 88 of SVG. Yes, we will, and then get to the back of the 34 of Todd Gilliland here from P22, and just continue to fight hard in this race. But things still, the odds, I think, are just stacked against us right now. But we'll clear the 34 and into the 21st position we go. Big slide there on the exit of turn 2, and that allows Ty Gibbs to my inside. Really interesting watching this play out, as our tire warning light has now come on, and we were holding off Ty Gibbs, and we run down Byron, McDowell, Suarez, and the 43 of Jones sideways on the exit of turn 2 into the inside wall. Damage done to the left side, and that changes everything. We're going to have to pit immediately. We've got some damage on the left side of the car, quite significant, 89% condition on the aero, so immediately we have to throw an audible, and I might have thrown this race away. So we're going to obviously make a wedge adjustment. We would get it into the pits, but I think we threw this race away, because now we're going to have to sit here for 4 additional seconds, and things were already in a bad spot. And when we thought we were cooking at the end of stage 1 turns into, I guess, spoiled food, because it's not working out very well now. And we're going to go a second lap down because of the 4 extra seconds to Denny Hamlin that we had to wait for repairs. And you see on the track map, other cars are coming in. I expect Hamlin to pit very soon. He is a part of the group that has to pit a little bit earlier, but we would, I mean, absolutely blow his doors off here. But I don't know how this is going to go. Obviously, we needed to stay green for this pit cycle to run its course, or we'll get trapped a lap down, and we wouldn't be the only one. There'd be a lot of guys trapped a lap down if we got a caution. Someone spinning, and there it is. The yellow's going to come out, and that just ruined everything. It's Todd Gilliland, the number 34. And several drivers, including myself, just had their race ruined here in Darlington. We just pitted, but we're in 39th, and I can confirm that we cannot get the wave around. So at this point, I'm just like, well, we might as well pit. We're 39th. Let's just come in and get fresh tires and go hard to the end of the stage, and maybe if we get lucky, we'll get into a free pass position. I can confirm, I believe right now, in this exact moment, there's 27 cars on the lead lap. Cody Ware takes the lead. Are you kidding me? As we get ready to go back racing, green flag is out again here from Darlington, and the first caution for cause was a really unfortunate one, and we've got just 5 laps to go here in stage 2, and we're all the way at the back of the field, and really frustrated with how this race has gone, because I thought we had a top 10 car. We were struggling for track position in stage 1. We finally got the track position by strategy, and then unfortunately just everything kind of went wrong there with everything, with the cautions and, you know, the end of stage 1 with the drivers staying out, getting caught up in more traffic. But we were slowly working our way forward here, and as we come through now to the end of lap 23, wide to the inside of Johnson and Riley Herbst as well. Chris Buescher now out in front. I'm not sure if he'll hang on to the stage win, but he's up there putting up a good effort now, and of course he won here last time we came to this track now, as we continue to work our way forward now. But at this point, I know we are not going to be at a free pass position as we come to the final lap here of stage 2, and Chris Buescher, sure enough, through 3 off turn 4. Actually, no, he loses it at the last second. Tyler Reddick's going to take the stage win. We're going to be 3 wide with Hocevar and SVG at the line. Caution is out, 37th place. And at this point now, I'm like, this is not working. We're going to do something maybe borderline stupid. I'm going to stay out. Our tires on the right sides are destroyed, but I am hopeful. I'm taking a gamble on everybody on the lead lap pitting and giving us the free, or not the free pass, but the wave around. So I'm gambling. Obviously, you can't see the leaderboard, so you just have to assume, but I see pitting everywhere. Well, guess what? John Hunter Nemechek and a few others decide to stay on the racetrack. So we do not get the wave around, unfortunately, and that just ruined our race even more. And now we're fighting for a free pass. We are fighting alongside Noah Gregson, but what we do know is that we're not going to be able to hold on to a free pass position because we're on significantly older tires than the remainder of the field and all these guys racing around us for the free pass. So what's going to happen now is, I don't even know, man. We just got to hope for a yellow. This race has turned into a complete disaster, and this is the races that's going to hurt you in this chase format now, and we're going to feel the pain. We are probably going to give up a spot or two in points, but then again, there's a lot of drivers that are running well in points that are also having rough races, including drivers around us like Bubba Wallace, for example, as we have now got Cody Ware to the lead of this race here from Darlington, and it was going back and forth between him and John Hunter Nemechek actually now, and well, you can see me just really struggling at this point now, of course, with the way our tires are, and I'm just trying to stay out of the way, but at the same time kind of, you know, hold my own and not just roll over completely for some of these guys now. But you can see some guys cracking the wall. Everyone's so stacked up because of the mix of slower cars up front and faster cars in behind trying to work their way forward. And as we continue to lap 48, now the 38 to the lead of this race of Zane Smith, and then it actually becomes the 99 of Connor Zilish as caution's going to fly. The 4 of Gregson's around. Caution is out, and Connor Zilish out in front. And at this point now, we got to come in. We got to take tires. It is what it is. You know, I don't want to come in, but we have to. So we'll take 4 tires, keep the car the way it is, and now, you know, we're 37th, and surprisingly, like, all these guys around us are not pitting outside of Jimmy Johnson. So now we're going to be the one with the advantage to just rip our way through traffic. Zane Smith retakes the lead here in that number 38. So As we go back green, now we can hopefully rip through traffic, get into a free pass position, and just hope that a yellow comes out here. Now we got 20 laps to go here from Darlington, which, oh boy, that's going to make things interesting because the player has about 17 laps on a full fuel tank. There's no way I can make it to the end, but we know the AI can go 2, 3, 4 extra laps on fuel at times. I am confident that there's some drivers that just pitted that might have an opportunity to get to the end of this race on fuel as I crank the wall one more time, but actually that kind of helped me because it got me down to the inside. And I just start ripping at this point now with less than 20 to go. Denny Hamlin has gotten to the lead, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make it to the end of this race now as we continue to work our way forward. I have no clue what lap cars or what lead lap cars pitted and what ones didn't, but we'll wait and see really just how this plays out as we continue using our now fresh tire advantage to work our way forward, and we are going to be in a free pass position before long. I'm pretty confident of that because we've got to just pass Jones here. We're going 3 wide with him, Hocevar, Van Gisbergen, and as we pass Hocevar and SVG, Chase Elliott is currently the free pass position. Elliott, one of the drivers that got screwed over with us as well. If we can pass him and then get a caution, we've got a little bit of life left in this race now, and we are not waiting around. 3 wide to the inside of the unit. First, number 9, one of the worst throwbacks we've ever seen, by the way, in that car that did such a terrible job with that one now. But we're going to continue to be side by side into turn 1, but I have to lift, and that lets the 9 back through. As we roll through 1 and 2, the free pass goes back to the defending Cup Series champion, 2-time champ in 2020 and 2025, Chase Elliott. But into turn 3 again, going for another 3 wide move through 3 and 4, and will clear the 9 of Elliott. Into a free pass position we go, and now we just hope that a caution comes out as we move up into P29.
High side now.
Obviously, no guarantee. No guarantees the yellow's coming. We've had a couple of incidents here for cause, or a couple of cautions for cause now, and we're, oh my goodness, Cody Ware slams the wall. I did not hit him, but we have now actually started to see some pit stops kick off on the track map. You see someone's pulling into the pits there as we pass the 7 of Daniel Suarez, as we now got 11 laps of fuel left, now to lap 69 laps of fuel left. So yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time here, just hoping that a caution comes out within the next, 3, 4, 5 laps is what I was hopeful for, but things are starting to look a little bit worse as we continue on, as Denny Hamlin's still leading, but I think Hamlin, I don't think he can make it, so I'm pretty confident he's going to have to come into the pit lane as we are now passing the 6 of Keselowski. This has just been one of the worst races I've ever felt in. I mean, I thought it should have been top 10, and we're now 28th, and obviously we're stuck here, but we're making some good passes on some good running cars now, and pulling up to the back of the 20 of Christopher Bell on the inside of the 12 of Ryan Blaney. My tire warning light has come on. We're seeing more pit stops here with less than 10 laps to go. I think we're about to see the pit lane fill up. Bell in the wall on the exit of turn 2, but I believe this pit lane's about to get very busy, and I'm not far behind, unfortunately. And here comes the 17 of Busher, and I believe I just saw the 24 of Byron come in, and at this point now we had gotten into the top 20 because a whole bunch of lead lap cars are coming into the pits, but keep in mind, without a caution, we are going to have to come into the pits as well, as we're on the back of the 48 of Bowman and the 54 of Gibbs. Bowman comes in, Reddick comes in as well. Hamlin still out in front. He has not yet come into the pits. I am certain someone's going to make it on fuel, and maybe multiple cars, and sure enough, Denny Hamlin would pit from the lead. Ty Gibbs is coming in. Kyle Larson takes the lead in this race. Could Kyle Larson make it on fuel and get his 2nd win on the season? We've got just a few laps of fuel left. We're going to have to pit with like 3 laps to go as we're now to the inside of the 2 of Austin Cindric. Can he make it to the end as well? And as we come to lap 70 for the leaders, Kyle Larson's looking pretty good, as now we unfortunately have to face our fate and pit. So we're going to come in, we'll take right side tires, we'll take the splash of fuel that we need, and we're going to pit at the end of this lap here of lap 69 as Larson, Cindric continue to go. Now I think Larson might make it. Kyle Larson might win this race now as we go for a big slide. Thank goodness we just saved that. Now that would have been an embarrassing yellow to bring out. We come in, we get our 2 tires. It is what it is. We'll come out here. We're going to be quite a ways behind some of these guys we were racing earlier because we ran so many more laps on our tires. So we might not even be top 30. We'll wait and see as we return to the action. Are we going to hold on to a top 30 spot? I'd be surprised when we drop down to 30th now. There goes Jimmy Johnson, waiting to see. Here comes Josh Berry. That is not a lap down car, and actually, we're still in the top 30, but that's obviously still quite embarrassing for this weekend. Kyle Larson has not come into the pits. I think Kyle Larson's going to do it now because we are coming to the final lap of this race, and Kyle Larson is in complete control. We are now 2 laps down. Kyle Larson's going to stretch it on field through 3 and off a turn 4 for the second time this season. Kyle Larson wins in Darlington. We got a shot to get Jimmy Johnson for 28th right at the end here into turn 3. We'll clear the 7-time champion. And what a frustrating weekend here from Darlington that will end up losing a bunch of points and scoring us in 28th. Not what I wanted. Not what I expected. Not what is capable of this team. Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon. How about Zilish? Connor Zilish, P4. What a great result. He stretches it alongside Ty Dillon. And you see the rest of the order here. Bubba Wallace just outside the top 10. On top of that, Daniel Suarez on debut for Spire ends up 23rd as we drop to 28th in a really unfortunate race. Riley Herbst, Kyle Busch in 39th. That's a huge hit to a playoff or a chase bubble driver. Christopher Bell leads by just 1 point now over William Byron. Hamlin in 3rd. Briscoe, Blaney, your top 5. Elliott drops a few spots, but Ross Chastain moves into the final spot in the chase over Brad Keselowski by a single point as Kyle Busch drops to 21st in the standings. You see Justin Haley highlighted in red because he's no longer in a Cup Series ride, as Connor Zilish as well now being scored in a great full-time debut with a top 5 result. That does it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.
I'm stuck in my head, need an exit.